Hi, Neil here from Portainer. So today I'm just going to give you a quick walkthrough of the Portainer Volume Browse feature that is enabled through the use of the Portainer agent. In front of you here right now, I have a copy of Portainer that is not using the agent. Now I know this is not using the agent because I can see here it is using the Docker socket as opposed to the agent. Also in containers page, I can see that there is no node entry. There's no column here that says node. So I know here that this is not using the agent. If I go into volumes, I can see that there's no browse feature there. It's simply a list of the volumes and that's it. So the first thing we need to do is upgrade this instance from non-agent to agent. Now in my case, the easiest way is to simply remove it. So docker stop 022, docker rm 022. So there it is gone. Now if we go to the Portainer website, click Get It Now, scroll down, you see here, manage a Linux swarm cluster with the Portainer server and the Portainer agent. So the first thing you want to do is get our agent stack file, and so this simple command in your node will download that file. Then this command to deploy it on the node. This is going to create the Portainer agent network, deploy the Portainer agent, and then deploy the copy of Portainer that is connected to talk to that agent. If I come back to that same instance, refresh my page, I'll be prompted to do the initial init. And here you see you've now got tasks.agent, whereas before we had the Docker socket. So that's how you know you're talking to an agent, or you go into containers and you can see you've now got the host page, so you know which node of the cluster you're talking to. Now when you do this, you'll notice now when you come to the volumes page, you've actually got this new browse button. And this browse button does just what it says. It lets you browse the contents of that volume. So I can click, this is the Portainer database I'm in right now, I can browse it, and here is the actual Portainer database, or sorry, the contents of the Portainer volume, which in this case is the Portainer database. Now I can show you how this works by spinning up another container. So if I go into containers, add a container, actually first of all let me create a new volume. So test volume, create, containers, add a container, test one, busybox, to a volume. So we want test, and we're going to slash into test, deploy, and then console into that container, and go cd/test ls. There's nothing in it. Now if I go touch test file.txt ls, there's a test file created. Now if I go back to my volumes page, I can see there's my test volume. I can browse it. There's my test file. Now if you want to, you can download a copy of this onto your local machine. You can rename the file already in the volume. You can delete it if you so desire, or you can actually even upload files directly into the volume. So I can click the upload button and I can say here is my file to upload on my local PC. Okay, it'll now upload it directly into the volume on that container. If I go back to containers, console into test one, connect, cd test ls, there is the file. So there's the file that we just uploaded. If I go rm star and remove it all, ls, nothing in there, disconnect, go back to volumes, browse the test, nothing in there. So you can see this is directly interacting. Now how is that doing that? Because when we deployed the agent, this is the agent that we deployed, when we deployed it, you see here we've got some mounts, and we're actually mounting the varlib docker volumes directory from the host into the Portainer agent. So the Portainer agent is able to connect to the host through this bind mount, and that's how we're able to browse into the volumes. If you have a Docker environment that you've changed the default home directory of Docker from varlib docker, then obviously this agent won't work, and you'll have to come in and modify this. So you can either come in and modify the stack file before you deploy it, or you can come in directly and modify the service. So let's say that it was in a different directory, so just var docker, you can apply the change and it will then go and update that. Only change the source, don't change the target. The agent still expects to look in this directory, so you can go and redirect it. The other thing is under the settings, you have the ability to turn off volume management for non-administrators. So right now, if I go into users and let's create a user called Neil. Oops, let me just retype that. Create a user. So here I am in here. If I go to endpoints and give myself access to that endpoint, create access, so I've now got access to it. And if I just see that volume is currently owned by the administrators, I want to change ownership and I make it public so everybody can see it. Change ownership. I may as well just change this one as well. Change ownership so you can see public, update ownership, change ownership. Now if I log out and log in as Neil, and log in, I can see this container, I can see the volume, but it's disabled. Now why is it disabled? Because the administrator has actually disabled the access. Now if I log out and log back in as the admin, go into settings, enable volume management for non-administrators, and click save. And then log out and log back in again as Neil. And come in, container, there's my container, volumes, I've got the browse button. So there you go, I can actually come in and browse. So I now as a non-admin have the ability to browse, or the administrator can override that and disable that feature. This is important because obviously having direct access to the volumes could be a risk for security. So we give the administrator the ability to control whether non-admins can basically access this. Now, another example here is if you're using NFS. Now I have an NFS server running. NFS vol. So I have NFS. My NFS server is at 192.168.1.7, and my export is /export/ NFS share. That's my export. Create. Now, if I browse this, we're not seeing anything in it. That's to be expected right now because it's blank anyway. So container NFS BusyBox again. My favorite. Now if we say NFS/NFS deploy, so this will basically create this NFS directory in the container. So if I go now into the container, cd NFS ls, obviously nothing in it. Touch test file.txt ls. There's the test file. If I come to volumes, see my NFS file and click browse, there's my test file. Again, same thing, I can upload files into it, come back to the container, go into NFS, go to the shell, cd NFS ls, there's my files. Okay, so exactly as it was normally. Now, let's say that I stop this container. Okay, so it's now no longer running. BusyBox takes a while to stop. Ordinarily you just have to kill it, but here we go, NFS, and now it's stopped. Come back to volumes, browse again. Where'd my files go? I can't see my files. Now the reason being is that with NFS volumes, Docker only mounts the NFS location to the container when the container is running. So when you have a container that is stopped, you are unable to browse the volume. You can't see anything in it. You can't interact with it. You're basically seeing the mount in the file system as opposed to the NFS redirected mount. That's just something to be aware of. Come and start NFS again, start it, back to volumes, browse, there's the files. So just something to be aware of there with NFS and the volume browser. Again, volume browser is a feature enabled by the Portainer agent. If you don't have the agent, you need to redeploy your environment to use it. Alternatively, from the home page here, you can actually add an agent to an existing environment if you need to. So you can simply come and run this command on an existing Portainer instance and connect it to an already deployed Portainer server that's running, but best to simply deploy clean with Portainer and the agent running in the same cluster. So that is the volume browsing feature.